And
Yeah.
I remember people was like, you push and go after what you really dream about, and stop being a scheming about it person, but be a dream about person, and then be an action person, right? Execute. So it's none other than my man Otmar Donald. He's coming on into the stream right now. Let me bring him in. He's the CEO of Original Lifestyle. Right now, here's the thing. You notice that it's spelled a certain kind of way. Oh, it got a little line there, right? And then, of course, lifestyle. You're looking at original. Where's the other L? What's going on? LL. What happened, LL? You lost your L? What's going on? Hey, my man, what's happening? Come on in
What's
and
up?
tell the
What's
people
up?
who
What's
you
up?
are, what you're doing, why you on the other side of the screen. What's happening?
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, I want to appreciate the opportunity, Dwayne-Ross, man. It's good to reconnect with you, bro. Again, like you said, I'm the CEO and founder of Original Lifestyle, and it's funny that you pointed out that missing L. I mean, it just really has a lot to do with my logo as well. We are unique people. Each one of us has our own story. Each one of us has our own history, background. I look like you. I'm wearing glasses too. You know what I'm saying? I got a nose, I got ears, arms, legs,
Whole
but
bunch of
I'm not
teeth.
a whole bunch of teeth. I'm not you. I'm not you. And at the end of the day, I don't have to be like Dwayne-Ross. I have to be like OD. I have to be like me. And I find that a lot of people, follow social media, and they have all this image of how life's supposed to be, and they want to be like that instead of being who they were designed to be. And
Right.
so the O and the underscore, it just goes to show you that we're separate from everybody else. We don't have to be like the rest of the world. I just got to be like OD. And
Ooh, wait,
so
wait,
that's
wait, wait,
where
wait,
you
wait, wait.
see.
I got to slow you down. See, and I told you this is how this is go, right? Because
Yeah.
you said the underscore separates you from everyone else, so it
Yeah.
allows you to be original. And
Yeah.
I remember people say, "Oh, you got to be like Mike." Then it was like, "Oh, you got to be like Kobe." Oh, then you got to play like LeBron. Oh, you got to play like Steph Curry. You had all these people. You got to play like Beyonce. You got to sing like Beyonce. You got to dance like this person, that person. All these different things. So you're saying that you have been uniquely designed, specifically
Absolutely.
crafted, right? You're fearfully and wonderfully made
Absolutely.
from the manufacturer. And if the
Absolutely.
manufacturer creates something, I believe the manufacturer already had something in mind
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
design was developed. So talk
Absolutely.
about this
Absolutely.
original, this idea of being an original, not following
So
the status quo.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, and I'm not at all trying to be, preachy or anything like that, but there's a scripture in the Bible, Ephesians 2:10, that says that we are God's masterpiece. And when you think about a masterpiece, you don't just throw something together. And I strongly believe that God created each of us to be unique. We were created in His image. We have our own story. We have our own lifestyle. The things that we've gone through, the challenges, the hardships, it's made us who we are today. And so that's the whole, thing about Original Lifestyle. Original Lifestyle is the brand. Original by design is the message. And, the apparel just helps to spread the news of the message. I myself, have an original life. So, I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm 30 years old, wasn't supposed to be here. I was counted out at 15. I've had a stroke. I've been in the hospital multiple times. I've had my spleen taken out. Um, um, I mean, the doctors counted me out twice. So already, just by my own testimony, I could tell you I'm an original lifestyle. I don't have to be like anyone else. And so that's the message I want to bring out to the world. You don't have to be like anyone else. Be like you.
That's a lot. I mean, let's unpack that a little bit because
Sure.
a lot of people probably don't even know. I remember visiting you in the hospital, and I
Yeah.
remember seeing you there, and I was thinking, God, man, this guy is so young, and he's so passionate about people. You're working with
Yeah.
people with disabilities,
Yeah.
and it's interesting that you yourself actually had this situation, which You could decide whether you want to expand that or whatever. But the fact was, you were already originally designed, but they
Yeah.
counted you out. You said twice. The
Yeah.
medical establishment, the people who are the who says, the people that are supposed to have all the knowledge and the skill and all of
Right.
that stuff, right? Told your mom and your family to prepare for your death twice, but you're
Yeah.
still here. Man, talk about that, bro. Talk about
Yeah.
that.
So yeah. So I have sickle cell disease. And the unfortunate thing about sickle cell is that people that have the disease experience extreme measures of pain. When I have what's known as a sickle cell crisis, I'm in the hospital. Might be in the emergency room for a couple of hours, or I could be in the hospital admitted for a week or two, just trying to manage my pain. And it is my physical point and my mental point that clashes. And what I mean by that is, how they say mind over matter. I say mind over matter because it matters. So for me, my inner man, I just cannot quit the message that I have to spread. Sickle cell can't defeat me. Whatever you're going through cannot defeat you. And so, like I said, age 2, I had my spleen taken out. Age 5, I had a stroke. It just I don't like to see people quit. And I got 2 boys that I'm proud father of, and I want them to see that dad never quit. No matter what happened, he never quit. He kept on pressing. He kept on pushing. There were times where, I would be in a pain crisis and I would military crawl myself down steps just so the ambulance could get to me because they couldn't come upstairs. They couldn't get me downstairs. So it has to do a lot about your heart, your desire, and your why.
Whoa, man. Heart, desire, why? You know, I mean, there's a whole industry right now built around the idea of this, understand your why, right? But way before that, there was a gentleman who was in a concentration camp, and he wrote a book called Man's Quest for Meaning, and it was Viktor Frankl. And he said, "He that has the highest why will
Mm,
survive anyhow." And what that is it's like you can go through a whole bunch of crap, right? But you have the resiliency to still see possibility when everybody else lives in the moment and gives up. And
right.
what I like what you just said too is that you have sons who you're showing them the capacity to push past the pain, and even if you have to get help, you're still going to continue to keep moving forward. That's my favorite 3 words: keep moving forward. I saw that when I went to Disney once. I went to Disney and it was listed as something that Walt Disney said. And then later on, I saw it again in a movie that they made, a Disney movie called Meet the Robinsons. And it was about how they looked at failure. They never saw it as failure. This family always saw it as an opportunity to give it another go, to go after it again. So with you saying that you had the military crawl to the door for your own for the people to come get you to take you to the
Yeah.
hospital, you had to
Yeah.
have a huge will.
Yeah.
And will is something that you have to have from the inside out. Talk about this first part, will.
Yeah. So original lifestyle has some key components to it, and the biggest part of that is the why. So it's an acronym, WHY. The first part is will, and basically, for me, what that means is that in spite of the roadblock, I'm gonna see a way through. Um, Even when the light isn't at the end of the tunnel, I don't see the darkness. I see the possibility of light. So regardless of what anybody else tells me, I'm going to do what I believe within my heart, within my soul, within the veins, that are in me. to do what it is that I'm called to do. Your will has to be stronger than anything that comes your way to stop you. I think about the strongman challenge when you have these big bulky guys and strong guys with they're strapped with this belt and they're pulling this heavy weight against them. They have this will to keep pushing, whether it's a tractor trailer truck or a large ball. They are tugging and pushing and crawling. I mean, if you think about whoever is closest to you, for me, it like I said, it's my small children. It's my family. If they're on the other side and there's a tractor trailer truck behind me, as small as I am, I'm gonna do everything I can. That tractor trailer truck is coming on with me because I'm gonna get to my family. It's your will. Nothing can stop your will when you're determined to do what you're supposed to do.
Man, oh man, oh man, of Shevitz. That was what I used to say when I was a kid. Man, oh Shevitz. And that was like, I didn't even know it was wine, but it was Steve. It was what's his name? Sammy Davis Jr. He said, man, oh man, of Shevitz. And I got to unpack that. Now that's old for y'all old school people. Don't be messing with me. I got some gray. That's right. Okay, but like, man, here is this situation, and it's like if I have to save my family, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It's a WIT, right? The WIT will, whatever it takes. This idea of will comes from an inner strength. It has to be a mind body connection
Yeah,
or a mind body disconnection where the will takes over no matter what to allow the body to do what it needs to do. And I remember there was a story of a grandmother whose little grandson, the car kind of fell over or something, and it was like crushing the grandson. And the grandmother came out 90 something years old, 80 something years old, and she picked it up to get the little kid out. That's that same strength that you're talking about. That's that strength that Jesus had to have, right? Because
yeah,
he was already beat, bruised, battered, jacked. I mean, they had already whooped him up the night before, right? I
right,
mean,
right.
to think about what the brother had to go through. You know,
Yeah,
when we look at history, right, we know that he was in that particular area, and so we think about how much he had to go through just to get to the other side. But he knew that there was some light that he had to bring, and he decided, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna will it, you know. And giving up was absolutely never an option. Thank you, Alexis. Alexis says giving up is absolutely never an option, right? It's that idea that no matter what it takes, I'm going to go through whatever I need to go through. I'm not going to stop in the middle. I'm going to move all the way through. And I love what you said about that tunnel, because sometimes you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. People always say,
right.
oh, it's light at the end of the tunnel. There's a
Yeah,
silver lining. But if you don't see it, it's hard to like charge towards it. You're like, which way am I going? But you said, hey, even though I know it's on the other side, I'm going to go towards it no matter what, because I have the promise of light on the other
yeah,
side. That's powerful, brother.
absolutely,
That's powerful.
absolutely.
So here you were thinking about, like, you were working and something fell on your head and you decided, ooh, I'm gonna start this business. What happened, man? How did you get this idea?
Okay, so I like you said, I love people. Original Lifestyle was originally simply supposed to be a t-shirt business. I created my first t-shirt, and it had the message "Worship is a lifestyle," and then underneath it, I put "Original Lifestyle," not knowing that this would be bigger than just a t-shirt company at the time. Um, but I had made the shirt, and that was several years ago, and I left it alone. Found the shirt and was like, "Yo, I can do something with this." And this kind of leads me to my second part of my why, my heart. I have the heart for people. I have the heart for Jesus. I have the heart to inspire, to encourage, because I know what it's like to be down because of my health challenge. And notice, Dwayne, I said health challenge, because challenges are brought to you to be overcome. So any challenge that's brought your way, you can overcome. It's just to show you how far you can overcome it. So my heart is bigger than just a t-shirt business. I want to talk to people. I want to get to know them. I want them to know that there's somebody out there that supports them, that can push them and walk with them when it gets tough.
Yeah, man. So many people think that, you know, hey, look at what happened to me, right?
Yeah.
And they get stuck in the what happened to them versus what do you have in your hand? What do you have that you can actually go after? What do you have
Oh my
that
gosh, Dwayne. Okay,
you
I,
know
I,
God's
I don't mean to
already
interrupt you.
you got
Yeah,
to go
I don't
ahead.
mean to interrupt you. Okay, so it's funny that you said that because there was a message that I heard and it has stuck with me. It gave me a different perspective. Moses is my favorite character in the Bible. It just gave me a different perspective when um when God told Moses, hey, look, this is what I want you to do. I want you who just murdered somebody. I want you who has a stuttering problem. I want you to go and free my people from the Egyptians and set them free. And Moses said, well, who am I? What do I have that you would seek me out to do this task? The preacher said that God asked Moses, what is that in your hand? I mean, there is something that we all have, and I'm just so excited about it because this is something that original lifestyle, original by design, that is not something that people can just physically see. It is literally who you are as a being. And so what is it in your hand? What is it inside of you that needs to come out? What is it inside of you that somebody else can be blessed with? A lot of people are like, well, I don't want to do the whole church thing. I get that. I don't want to be around, these hypocrites, stuff like that. But you might be blocking somebody else's blessing with a gift that you have because you decided to sit on it. Woo! I'm sorry.
Well, you saw it. My daughter said, "This is good. This is good." Brittany Ross said, "This is good." And then Sean Denise said, "Hey, Chardonnay said, preach." You know. So let me see. Yes, sir. I mean, yeah. Here's the thing, man. Because if you don't understand that every single human being, so the reason why I wrote the book, No More Crumbs from the Table, is because I was teaching and training and going all over the place, telling people that it's possible and they can have it if they want it, they can believe it and all this stuff. And I had to get to the place where I was like, okay, so somebody said, Dwayne, do you have a book? And I was like, nah, I don't have a book. They said, you need to have a book. And in it, I was saying, okay, I'm telling you how to discover your tag, your talent, your ability, your gift. I had this lady that I'll never forget, Lisa Messias. She came up to me after the program and she said, thank you. She's in tears. And she says, oh my God, I've been thinking about being this lawyer for advocacy for kids, for children with disabilities for all my life.
Wow.
And when you said X, Y, and Z, my heart jumped out of my chest. Just as I was just talking and I said, what's in your hand? See, you got to use what you've been given. Some of us are speakers, and some of us are teachers, and some of us are trainers, and some of us are whatever writers. See Miss Gladys there. You got to be able to use what you have. And one of my other favorite movies is Bruce Almighty, the original one.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
remember in
yeah,
the scene, right? He
yeah,
wanted to be the big
yes,
time dude, right? He
yes.
wanted to be all over the place. But his real assignment was the stories of the little town, the small stories that get
Right,
people's heart, not the
right.
stuff that they forget tomorrow. And for
Yeah,
you, man, it's like I just remember your interview. You're sitting across the table, and I'm thinking, this is the right guy for this job. Your heart, man, was just so connected to making a difference in people. And here you are with your own company, making a difference with people based on the why. And the why is the will and the heart. And then the fact that you said yes. Man, this is
yes,
this is too good to me. This
yes,
is too good. This just let's slow this down a little bit, man, and talk about this heart again. Go a little bit deeper with this heart because you have to protect your heart
oh yeah,
when you don't see the results come as quick as you thought.
oh yeah.
You have to protect your dream. My mic looked like okay. Hey, how y'all doing? Okay, I hope y'all heard. That's what we were, right? This is a rebroadcast, but I wanted to break in on this live to bring you some update and to bring you some information from my man because like some things have happened, y'all, and this is that time, and we were in time of giving gifts and all this kind of stuff, and then tragic things happen. But we need to come together and help each other out. We need to be there when situations, come to play and come to bear, right? So I'm not going to try to explain what happened. I'm going to have my man Q Donald come on in here and talk to us. Hey, y'all.
Hey,
What
hey.
is going on with original lifestyle? What is happening? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Let me go back to this other one. I think that better, so I can see both of y'all. And Alexis say, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Hey, what's up,
So
Dwayne?
much has happened, bro. And I would expected a phone call from my man, but I already know why you didn't call me. I already know why you didn't call me. But when I saw what was happening, I saw the 5 o'clock news, bruh. I saw the newscast, and I had to look and see if. Wait a minute, is that who I know right there? Fox 5 News. Yo, tell us what's up. Tell us what happened.
So yeah, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce this is Chardonnay. Chardonnay is my girlfriend, and she's been my backbone through this whole entire process. Um, and so, coming home from work, for those who don't know, not only am I CEO of Original Lifestyle, but I am also a frontline worker, working for a local skilled nursing facility as a recreation director. And currently, I was overseeing not just my building, but a secondary building. And so, from a long day's work, I came home as I normally do and minding my business. Was on the phone with Chardonnay and just chatting, whatever the case may be. And I will say that it's still fresh, so it's emotional, talking about it. So if I break, she might chime in. But um, got out of my car and exactly what the news said, man. Like exactly what the news said. I got out of my car, went to go reach for my book bag. I carried this book bag with me wherever I go. In my book bag was my laptop. It was um, my ministry stuff, my Bible, my notebook, passwords, and everything like that for Original Lifestyle and some other personal business. Um, my in the car was my kids' car seats. I have two boys and an engagement
And
ring.
then you had something for Chardonnay, right? You had a little something, something.
Yeah, yeah. So had the engagement ring in there and minding my business, man. That's all I was doing. I got on my car. I parked close to the building because I had just stopped at the 7-Eleven gas station, got something to drink. And when I have bags and stuff, I don't want to park too far away from the building. So found a parking space. It was right there. It looked like it had my name on it back then. Got out of my car, went into the back seat, got my book bag, and proceeded to walk onto the sidewalk of my building door. I'm like maybe like 4 parking spaces away from the building door, and the way the scenery is, there's a sidewalk, and everybody walks that sidewalk to go to their car because the complex has a parking lot, and I almost bumped into one of the guys, and just like common courtesy, I said, "Oh, my bad. We know COVID is around, so I take my 6 feet distance. So you can go ahead, bro." He continues walking, and before I have a chance to reach the sidewalk, another dude comes from behind me, comes in front of me, turns around, and holds his weapon. I look over. I take a big gasp because I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. All I remember saying is, "I ain't do it. I ain't do it. Whatever happened, I ain't do." Because I'm thinking maybe they got the wrong person. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, and dude, had his gun pointed at me. I got on my knees. Had my hands up, just like, bro, I don't know what's going on. I ain't do it. He told me get up. He said get up. He said don't do that. Get up. So I got up, hands still up, and he said go ahead and give me that. Took my keys. He said give me that too. Took my ministry bag. Um, and and that at that exact moment, I saw the guy that I almost bumped into on the other side of the car that I parked next to, holding his gun up at me. And through that whole entire time, I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on. Chardonnay's in my ear, so she's hearing the whole thing, but she doesn't know what's going on either. And they take off with my car, man. They take off with my car. They take off. Basically, that in that car was like an image of me, you know.
Well, everything
Um,
that you have been working for,
yeah,
the things that you have been putting together, including the future wife, because you have made a decision that you were going to present her with this ring.
yeah,
And so, you know, I saw the request that you put out, and the request was like, look, y'all know I don't be asking for nothing, but I need some help
yeah,
because everything was kind of swiped from you right there in that moment. And, through these days, I've actually been working on something behind the scenes. But I want to tell you, bro, that there's some people that care about you. Um, First of all, you're alive.
Yeah.
yeah,
And it
Yes.
was a tweet. Somebody put a comment, and I think it was on your page, right, Chardonnay, but where it said, "You have your life.
Yeah.
That stuff
Yes.
can be replaced."
Yes.
Tell
Hmm.
us what you were thinking, because you're on the other side of that, hearing this, and you could hear this man that you love, that you've made a decision to connect to,
Hmm.
in a situation where he was in a dire moment, and at that moment could have been gone off the earth. Talk about
Yeah.
how you had to manage that, and then how you had to manage the aftermath,
Hmm.
because every day he has to see another brother walk past and wonder, can I
Yeah.
trust you?
Yeah. In all honesty, he had a choice that night to come either to see me or to go home and to work out. And I told him, I said, baby, you have a prior commitment to working out. So just go ahead and do that. And then he said, you know what, I'm going to go work out and then I'm going to work on some original lifestyle stuff because God had been speaking to him concerning original lifestyle. I'm like, oh, well, then go do that by all means. Like, we're not even going to, that's not even a question. Um, so by the time he gets home, and I really didn't think anything of it until I heard the panic in his voice. And I'm thinking that he's playing around with his brother when he got home. That's because I heard the screaming and I'm like, I'm hearing voices in the background. So I'm thinking that it's him and his brother horsing around. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And he's not responding to me. And I knew, I'm like, something's not right. Something's not right. He's not saying anything because normally he'll say something to me like, hold on, babe, like, give me a second. But he's not saying anything. And I'm like, God, what's going on? I need to sign something. And I heard from what I was hearing, I heard something hit the ground and I thought it was him. And turned out that he had me in his earbuds, which he never wears when he's on his way home. He always has me on the car phone. But this particular night, he had me in his earbuds for the first time. And when they turned on the car, I jumped to the car phone and I could hear their conversation. And they were like, oh, shoot. And because they didn't really realize that I was on the phone, because I'm like, babe, are you okay? And I was jumping in and out of his earphone back to him and then back into the car. And I'm like, wait a minute, something's going on. And I just hear him running and I hear him gasping for air. And I'm like, are you okay? What's going on? And it just kept going in and out. And finally, I heard call 911, babe, I've been robbed. And I asked him, like, make sure, are you okay first? Like, did you get hurt or anything? And he's just, the best that he could do was just try, I'm like, babe, just breathe. But in those moments, it was just really difficult for him to even do that. He gets to the door. I hang up the phone and immediately call 911. They had already said that he called as well by the time I actually got to a dispatcher in his area. So it was not only just traumatizing for him, but for me, there was a huge shock and I was angry to come after somebody that's never, he doesn't harm anybody. He would not harm a fly. So y'all, I'm like, y'all got the wrong person to be doing this to. And I got angry. So I drove because I was in Baltimore at the time. I actually had a gift for him that I was picking up at a store. And just so happened the store manager closed the store down right before I got there. She was turning people away. And I'm like, are you serious? I came to pick up this gift for my boyfriend and you guys are, shutting everything down. And at that time I was still on the phone with him and he didn't know what was going on with me either. But then I hear all the commotion going on. And once he told me what happened, I called the police and I said, oh, I'm coming. I was in Baltimore at the time, so it took me an hour. What would have taken me an hour took about 42 minutes. Sorry. It took me about 42
You got to
minutes.
get your jetmobile and you had to
Sure
get on
did.
down there to take care of your
Yes,
baby. I got you.
that
I hear
that
you.
Batmobile, yes, it turned into a whole little machine. I said, "All right, little car, we got this." And I called his mom. I called his brothers in Christ too, like the people who are super duper close to him, who I know. I'm like, okay, you need to pray now. And I was just praying for him. I just went in prayer on my entire drive there, just angry with the enemy at what was going on because I'm like, you knew that he was going home to be better, to better himself, and to better the world, to better people for Christ's sake. And you sat up here and did this. And I remembered the scripture and said, you know what? Once the thief is caught, he has to repay 7 times over. So I'm like, oh, okay, devil, I see you. I see you. But once I got there and I saw how he was, I kept calling his brother just to make sure because his brother stays with him. And I kept calling him and say, hey, what's going on? I need an update. I need you to get him some water so he does not go into crisis. And thank God he's only had one sickle cell crisis flare up since this whole incident because I got him on some strict stuff. Like, you're taking this water, you're going to take this chlorophyll, you're going to take this, and this. We're not having double stuff going on right now.
Right,
So
right.
he's only had like one, minor crisis
Thank you, Jesus.
situation where he did not have to go to the hospital, thank God. But we're just at a point now, it's difficult for him to talk about. Sometimes, some days are better than others. There are a lot of breaking down moments like, God, why me? And I reminded him, I said, you know what your prayer was for Original Lifestyle was that you wanted to be more like Jesus. Jesus suffered for all of us. He said to take up your cross daily. If you want to walk the walk, you have to go through a lot of things. He did not necessarily pray for this to happen, but in a way, you said you wanted to be like Christ. Now you have to exemplify it. You have to walk in it. And that's what I have to tell him every day. Like, you are doing what Christ would have done. In the interview, he said that he forgave them. I forgive them. He wants to know why, but I'm past that. I don't care why. I don't care. God, you said that you would repay, so we're not going to do that. You said that you would elevate, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward, and I'm excited about the elevation that's going to happen in his life. Just don't know how we're going to get there quite yet. We just don't know. And for this to happen right at the end of 2022, it was just like, you got to be kidding me. Or are you serious right now? But at the same time, it's more like, okay, God, we're in a season of trusting and a season of patience, resilience, getting stronger right now. And if anything, like, this has brought us a lot closer together. Unfortunately, it took something like this to happen, but I am not going to just, leave his side. He's not going to leave mine. We go out together 24/7. We've sought counseling as well, because that is also important. I had to tell him, you know what, you're not inferior, you're not emasculated just because you have to go seek help. And you actually showed your strength when you asked for help.
Yeah, that's
Because
something that
now, yeah,
many African Americans won't do. We've got the
yeah,
stats to support that we won't
yeah,
reach out for the real help. We'll go to the church
yeah,
and we'll pray, or
yeah,
we'll go to pastor and deacon so and so, and we'll go to grandpa and grandma and them. But as far as seeking actual real help, and this is a mental situation because the
Mhm.
PTSD is real, right? The
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
PTSD is real, and it's so interesting because I actually suffered. I went through a car accident, and I'm actually now
Mm.
having these moments where I think somebody's gonna smash me from the
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the back of my vehicle. So I
Yeah.
know that to look in the eyes of another black man
Yeah.
and know that this black man had nothing but ill intent. Even the one who went past you, walking past you, was setting you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we don't. We have about 5 more minutes, and I really want to give you a chance, Od, to just just man. See, the word is the word for you.
Yeah.
She just said it, and sometimes we ask for patience, but we don't get a bunch of patience that come in, right? We get stuff that demands our patience. We ask for more money, and then we get opportunity,
Mhm.
and then we make more money. So when you ask for certain things, you don't always know how it's coming in. Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, truth. Seeking help is important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and again, as you said, when you ask for something, you don't know how it's going to come to you. But when
Yeah.
you say you want to be more like Jesus, that's some suffering. That's some frontline stuff. So tell us, man, you're on the other side now, and yeah, you have some challenges and things of that nature. But I know your character is about pushing past to that light that's on the other side of that tunnel,
Mhm.
right? You talked about that in the last interview. Tell us how you're moving forward, what's your expectation, how you still moving forward with your original, lifestyle, all the things that you're about to birth into the earth as a result of even moving past this moment.
Yeah. I mean, this just adds to the story. Um, it's unfortunate. As Chardonnay said, I forgive the two men. I don't know why they did it. I have questioned why.
Mhm.
Um, the love, prayer, and support that I've been receiving, the encouragement is overwhelming, and definitely needed in this time. Um,
Yeah.
as far as original lifestyle goes, I believe that God is revamping
Mhm.
original lifestyle, giving me new vision in 2021. Um, and as a leader, um, as a black man, this is hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Um, however, like I said before, challenges come to be overcome. I will overcome this. I don't have all the answers right now. I'm in need of some severe help. So I'm seeking the counseling. I recognize that.
120.
Financially, I'm in some help.
He's got to move. That's our biggest
Yeah,
obstacle
I got
right
to get
now.
out of there.
But even that, being financially supported for that, especially when it comes at a time like he just renewed his lease not too long ago.
Yeah.
So it's like we didn't plan on breaking the lease, but now like the leasing office is requiring you got to pay like a couple months rent plus this fee and that fee, and then on top of that now having to buy a new car.
Yeah, for something
It's
that
taxing.
I do for something that I didn't even do, and I'm gonna be honest, like that's where my, frustration comes in. That's where some of my anger comes in because I'm just like, I didn't ask for this,
Yeah.
but as Chardonnay reminds me, you kind of did in a way. um,
Yeah.
it's just completely unexpected, but I believe that as far as original lifestyle goes, it's being revamped. This is just adding to the story. When at the end of my life, my legacy will remain that I had a positive attitude, that I kept pushing, that I didn't give up, that I didn't quit. I will be the example for my boys who will be men, who will need to have that, example for their own families. So that's my declaration, that I will stand firm. And honestly, stand firm has been my word for 2021. It's hard, but stand firm is my words for 2021.
You know who I am. You know what I do. So now you're gonna tell that same thing as the motivational speaker. Talk to
Amen.
people right now and tell them that again.
Yeah.
Tell them again.
Um, stand firm is the word for
Oh, no,
2021.
no, 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 bruh. No,
You
bruh.
have to,
No,
you
bruh.
have to, you have to stand firm on what it is that you believe. You have to stand firm on what it is that God gave you, what God put in you. The message does not return to Him void. His word still remains, and with that, we have to trust and believe in Him. It may not look like how we want it to be. It may not come how we expect it to be, but because God has given you a word, you can only hold on to his word. You can only trust what he says because the enemy is going to come, whether it's in the form of human flesh or it's in the spirit realm. The truth of the matter is that this is and this will always be a spiritual warfare. So this moment for me is just my badge. It's my rank. I'm moving up. And so as a motivational speaker, as a man, as a black man, this just adds to my story because God's word never goes void. Stand firm on what it is that God has given you. Stand firm on the message. Stand firm on the truth. Stand firm on your purpose and the design that God has created you to be in the earth. That's my message to the people.
Man, stand firm. I'm gonna put that in the chat because I want people to see it. Stand firm in your purpose, and that's what you're doing, and that's what you've done. And I want to say, Chardonnay,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for taking care of my man right there. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
I've been like Uncle D on the side sometimes, but then I've been Pops, so because all this gray hair. You know what I mean? I've been supervisor, and that was cool, but like I said in the intro from the rebroadcast, when I met you, you were saying the same thing.
Yes, sir.
I got a dream. I'm here for the people. I'm doing this thing. And it
Yeah.
didn't change, bruh.
No, it's not going to.
It's not gonna change. It's just getting better. This is part of the story.
Yes.
And all it is just another page that's going to empower people to make it and keep moving forward. See,
Yes,
because
sir.
so many people get caught up in the moment and they miss the opportunity. So I'm looking forward to what you're getting ready to do on the revamp, on the remix. What y'all gonna be doing? I want y'all to come back and share with everybody what's happening. You guys, I put something in the chat. Original lifestyle. That's for the 1L. Remember that. Okay. PayPal.me.original slash original lifestyle 1L. Reach out to him in my page on Facebook, Q Donald. Find him out. Remember that he's a dad. He's doing all these different things. He's a brother. He's an uncle. He's a father. He's all of that. But more than that, he's a chosen one, chosen to bring forth that dream just like you are. Every single person, no more crumbs from the table. You don't have to settle for the crumbs. You've been given a tag, talent, ability, gift. This guy right here and that lady sitting next to him, they're using it all. And they're not letting no crisis stop them. They're not letting no situation that made it to the 5 o'clock news stop them. They're not even letting their own mindset get in the way. Man, thank you for taking a moment to come on in and share. There's some other things going on. Tracy said Romans 8, more than a conqueror.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
Nothing can separate
Amen.
you from the love of God through Christ Jesus, right? Nothing can stop you. You're on the way up.
Yes.
My man. Nothing can stop you. You're on the way up.
See?
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see a smile is happening. Keep the
Oh
smile on
yeah.
his face. Man, keep the love in your heart that you got. Nothing that the darkness of mankind could do anything to quench the love of that you have in your heart. So you just keep that in the right space, and you'll go in the right place. So it's all good, man. I'm gonna holler at you after I shut this down. But let's talk in a minute. Stay in the green room. I'll be right there. Hey y'all, so you heard, see the rebroadcast. Go to Discover Your Tag and check out the actual broadcast with Q Donald. See the entire broadcast if you're interested in that. Thank you so much, Miss Cherry. She said thanks for sharing this. It was a blessing and to help, and we'll do it again for you. So yeah, so there's people out here that they're pulling for you. We know that this was not easy. Uh, One smile to a door says, "This is heartbreaking. I'm so glad that OD is safe and well." Yes, standing firm in his purpose, not allowing himself to get caught up in the mind that can get mixed up when things like this happen. So I want to say thank you all for riding with me. You know what's up. Working on some cool things. I'm hoping to get this assistant that's going to help me get more people on the show. And then we're going to be doing some Facebook marketing. I got a really cool thing getting ready to happen with a man, Vladimir, who's going to be coming on the show. He's going to be doing some success training on how to market yourself on Facebook. That's coming up. Keith Tucker's going to be coming back. Get your finances straight. It's the brand new year, so brand new money coming in. You got stimulus packages and stuff. How are you going to use that money? Buy an asset. Create an asset that creates more income that creates an asset, right? So we're going to asset money asset. So the money comes in, we get an asset, and we create more assets, and that's how we're going to get out of debt and get free. All right. So I want to say thank you for my daughter Brittany at the top of the hour. She sang "You Win," her single that is popping the charts right now. She's just so excited. She just got engaged on Christmas. That was cool. A boyfriend called me up, telling me, listen, I think I want to, I want to make this real. So he put the ring on her finger and all that. Just as Q's gonna be putting his ring on Chardonnay's finger, they gonna do that. Who knows where they gonna be? We gonna see them tipping their toes over some water that looks cool with little fishes and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I want to say thank you. Don't forget, you were born with a purpose. It's time for you to take your passion, turn it into a profit. That's what I believe. That's what I'm sticking to.